This is one of the most important videos you could watch this year, and we're at the end of the year. We need to be preparing for whatever is going to be coming in 2025. I don't know, something about the atmosphere just does not feel right. Okay, we just came off of an election, and we have all these different countries out here that are really watching, and they're watching for weaknesses, definitely. So I don't know what it is. It's just a feeling that I have. So I said I need to put this video out. I hope that it is helpful and useful. Let's get into it.
Never up, never down, never.
Hey cousins, welcome back to Tommy Bites Homestead. So we're going to do a store walkthrough. I'm going to start off by saying that because I don't want you to go nowhere. I want you to see this list that I have compiled of things that I believe you should have in your home. I am not anyway telling you that these are items that you need to get. I always state, prep what you eat what you prep. That way nothing goes to waste. Your money doesn't go to waste, nor does your food. Make sure you are rotating your food that is in your food pantry. And if you are new and just starting your food pantry journey and stocking up as much as you can for emergencies or whatever may be, well, you in the right place. So let's get into this video and see what I have on this list. And if you like videos like this, content like this, definitely let me know down in the comments. So this is about having 7 top items for myself that are food and non-food, and plus I have a few bonus items, because there's no way I could ever just say, oh, you only need 7 things to survive whatever disaster is happening. That is not the case. That's why we're going to do a store walkthrough, and I'll point out some extra items that you too can add to your pantry or your home, whatever it is you're doing, and whatever your needs are. Make sure it suits your needs. So here are some food items that I'm going to list, and then I'm going to list the 7 non-food items. Always on my list is water. Making sure you have enough water in your home for every adult in your home, which should be a gallon of water a day that you're drinking. But I know everybody doesn't drink a gallon of water a day, but that is what they recommend. Also having water to wash your clothes, wash dishes, wash your body. Hygiene is very important, you guys. So make sure you have enough water in your home. And I understand a lot of you guys already know these things, but there are new people that come to the channel who maybe have not started that prepping journey, or just stocking up on a few extra items and don't know where to begin. So this is what this video is for. So just bear with me as I get through it, and then we can get into that store and see what's happening. Instant meals, shelf-stable meals, that's number 2. And there aren't any particular order that I'm going by. There isn't any particular order rather that I'm going by, but I'm just calling it out. So next on the list is shelf-stable food. Also your food that you don't have to really prepare. So if the power's out, how are you going to cook your food? Shelf-stable food is an easy go-to to grab and go. Making sure you have items that maybe you can sub out milk for water, etc. Having shelf-stable milk, so in case you don't want to sub out that milk, you'll still have milk to prepare that item with. So we just talked about milk. Milk was also on my list. It's number 3. And then next on my list I have yeast, flour, and sugar. And I say all 3 of those together because if you have nothing else, but you do have a way to make this bread or rolls, that will definitely help feed your family. So these are staples to have in your home. If you don't know how to bake bread or biscuits or whatever, I have videos on here that show you how to do it, and I will be doing. Before I was so rudely interrupted by my phone, I will be updating my bread recipe. I will be updating my roll recipe. All of those things evolve over time. You find easier ways to do things, better ways for it to turn out. So I will definitely be bringing y'all those videos as well, because knowing how to bake something as simple as bread could save your life. People in Hurricane Helene up in Asheville and other areas in the mountains, They wanted was bread flour, yeast, sugar, because they were making bread and giving it out to people who needed food, who didn't have a home, who lost everything. So think about that also. And even though I don't eat as much of this item as I used to, rice is always going to be on there as well, because that is a filling food. Whether you just have rice and beans or you just have rice by itself, it's still filling. So some bonus items that you can add to the food stockpile would definitely be canned beans, what I just mentioned, because that is a meal in itself. And it has a lot of protein depending on the ones that you get. You also can add popcorn to your stockpile. And you're probably saying, popcorn, why would I add popcorn to? I sometimes, when I don't feel like eating, I will eat popcorn and I feel full, and I'm drinking water, so I feel full off of that. But I'm not talking about microwave popcorn. That's good. Buy that too and store it in your pantry or wherever. But definitely get the kernels, because you can cook those even when you don't have power. All you need is fire and a pot and just a little bit of oil. Another tip when you are starting your food pantry, don't think you only have to get foods that are fulfilling and whatnot. Last time I checked, comfort foods, or rather snacks, are very fulfilling, because nothing like being in a intense situation and your mind is just going everywhere. Everything's happening. Maybe your house flooded like mine did during the storm. Having a snack to just go, oh, let me just get myself together. Those things are beneficial to lift your morale, your spirits. You'll be surprised what a good snack can do for you in moderation. Let's move on over to the non-food items now that I feel like you should have in your home. If not, let me know in the comments what you store in your home that's non-food. But here's a few things that I store that I find important for me. Again, this is in no particular order. So I have buckets on my list. And the reason I say buckets, food grade buckets now, not just any bucket, but food grade buckets. Unless, it doesn't matter if it's non-food items that you're putting in a bucket, but if you're storing food in a bucket or container, make sure it is food grade. Look for that triangle on the bottom of it and look for that number 2 that's on there, and that'll let you know that, hey, I can store food in here. I store rice, sugar, beans, flour, you name it, I store it in buckets. And the reason I say buckets is because they are foolproof. A bucket will float. So if something floods in your house and you got some food in it, that bucket should float. If it's not super heavy, it should definitely float. So that's going to protect your food also from the mice, from the bugs. And when you're storing that food in there, put you some bay leaves around your pantry. I put 4 bay leaves in my pantry because there are 4 corners in my pantry, and I put bay leaves in there. That helps keeps the bugs away. I've not had any issues with bugs. I even store them in my rice and in my flour. I also like to make sure I have matches and lighters around the house everywhere. My husband smokes, for one, so it's hard to keep up with those things. So I like to keep them spread out around my house. And I definitely make sure I have multiple packs of waterproof matches. You just never know when you lose your home in, whatever weather situation has taken place, and you have to honestly live outside, maybe in a tent or whatever. When I went camping, and y'all should check out my camping video on my other channel, Kitchen Talk with Tommy Bites. So when I went camping, that was not just me doing that to get a peace of mind, but it was definitely teaching me how to live without the amenities of being in my home. Okay, I slept in my car. I did my first fire pit by myself, started it, and I didn't use matches to start it. I actually had the little strike stick with the magnesium bar, and I did it that way because I wanted to know, can I do this? Am I just preaching this to you guys and I can't do it myself? in an effort to speed this up. So the next two thing is a cooking stove and a tarp. No, they don't go together, but I'm gonna just say it together so I can cover it. So having a way to cook your food is very important. If your power goes out, you can't use your oven. What are you going to cook those meals on that aren't instant meals that you can do without any kind of prep or cooking? Well, having that cooking stove will help you because you're using propane, or you're using butane rather, for that cooking stove. I had a cooking stove for years and never opened it. A prep is no good to you if you never open it. So when I went camping, it was intentional. I took that camping stove. Of course, I watched a couple videos, but nothing helps you like doing it yourself, because you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fumble, you're going to be nervous about doing it. But definitely having a camping stove gives you a way to cook a hot meal. Maybe not every day, but a hot meal once a week, and then maybe the rest of the week you can do sandwiches, or you can do those instant meals that don't require cooking. The tarp can be used for so many things. You can use it on your home. I've seen so many tarps, y'all. I've seen so many tarps here in North Carolina in the mountains after Hurricane Helene. People tarping up their cars, people, from damage, and people tarping up their homes to keep them as dry as they possibly can. A tarp can also be used in your home if your power is out and you want to seal off a room to try to keep that heat into that one room. So many things you can use a tarp for. So definitely that's high up on my list. The next two items are weather radio and flashlights. I feel like those go hand in hand. Definitely a weather radio so you can stay aware of what is happening in your particular area, and especially if you don't have access to a TV, or say the cell phones go down and stuff like that, because that has happened before. Don't think that it hasn't and it can't happen again. It can happen again. So having a weather radio and staying alert will protect your family and keep y'all safe from whatever is coming your way. And then flashlights, you need the ones that go on your head so you can be hands-free also. Make sure you have flashlights. So that's self-explanatory for what you need a flashlight for. So of course I have plenty of non-food items that I can tell you about, but I'm going to give you a couple of bonus items and then we're going into the store. So the first bonus item, two items, are gas powered generator and solar powered generator. Whatever one you choose to do, be safe in doing it, especially if you're using the gas one. Don't use it in your house. Don't use it close, to your house with the door open and all of that stuff. Do not do that, because you don't want to die, okay, from carbon monoxide. Make sure you have a carbon monoxide in your home if possible. And if you are doing like van life or any kind of thing like that, make sure you have one in your car as well as a fire extinguisher. That's another bonus item that I am throwing in there that kind of gets swept under the rug. Nobody really thinks about that because they're just like, I gotta get this food, I gotta get this toilet paper, I gotta get this paper towel, I gotta get all these other things, but those are just as important. And then the last non-food item that I have on here is definitely first aid kit. You want to make sure you have what you need, enough bandages, enough anything to hold you over until you can get to medical attention. Okay, professional medical attention, because until then you're going to be tending to yourself or your own family member in the event you are not able to get out of your home, whether it is weather related or whether it is people related. So let's go into the store, take a look around and price some of these things out and see what that would cost you. So coffee is another thing that I didn't put on the list, but it's very important to a lot of people. So if you're a coffee drinker, definitely store you up some big canisters of coffee in here. Some are higher than others. It depends on what you like and what you don't like. Again, don't underestimate the snacks. Don't go overboard, but don't underestimate it. And so if you don't want to make your own bread, you can definitely purchase your own bread. You can freeze your own bread and it stores very well in the freezer. So don't feel like it's going to be wet and soggy when you take it out, because it is not. Honey is another great item you can add to your stockpile. Honey has so many different uses. It's not just a food that you can eat, but it's also medicinal. You can use this to heal the body. And when you're thinking about shelf-stable food, sometimes you don't think about hamburger meat being a shelf-stable food. But if you can this meat, you can put this on your shelf and eat this at any time that you want. And honestly, that goes for any of this meat. You can cook it, you can can it, and put it on your shelf to have a home-cooked meal already prepared. And that's how you make your instant meals. Now, you can buy the box stuff and make your instant meals that way, or you can do it the way of cooking and canning. Even with the chicken, you can make your own broth with your chicken. All you need to do is boil that chicken and get it going. While you're storing your canned beans on the shelf, don't forget to also store you some fruit on your shelf, because there are a lot of things you won't be able to get in the grocery store fresh, but you can get it and have it on your shelf in case you get the taste for some peaches, or you want to make you a dump cake, or whatever it is you want to do. You already have this stuff in your home. And I love how full some of these shelves are, because it gives you the opportunity to go in and get the items that you need to stock up on. Because when these things run down, that's when the prices shoot up even higher. Don't forget to stock up on your vegetables. And here's some instant meals right here that you can get if you don't want to make your own instant meal. You have Dinty Moore for $2.28, Hormel complete meals for $2.38. You have the canned soups and stuff like that. Those make perfect meals in an emergency, as well as hamburger helper and rice-a-roni, those type of things. But you do need to watch the salt content with a lot of these box meals. And you have North size over here, like $1.28. Instant mashed potatoes, another great way to have food ready to prepare. Now, you do need water for that. You can use milk, but you can use water as well. And over here, if you eat these, you can stock up on these at kind of a reasonable price, because they seem to be going down in price because there's so many of them. But let this stuff start to dwindle down for whatever reason out in the world, something happens, then the prices are definitely going to shoot up. So these right here are like $2.56 and $3.68. And these right here are like my favorite, like spicy noodles. And if you don't want to just get the cheese over in the refrigerated section, box cheese will do you every single time. Canned meat over here, if you don't want to can your own meat, you can come over to this section and they have meats that have already been canned. Not just tuna, they have a lot of different things in here. So you can get beef taco filling already made, roast beef already made, shredded beef, chicken, of course your Spam. They even have pulled pork in a pack here, and beef in a can for like $10.98. Pork in barbecue sauce for $2.98. Pulled pork in this little tuna looking can here for $4.12. So the variety is there that wasn't there before. Over here you have your rice. Now they do have a lot of gaps in here for rice, especially the cheaper rice that is here for 88 cents and 164 is all gone, but they do have rice in here. So you definitely want to get stocked up on that. They have the small dry beans if you don't want to do the canned beans. And black-eyed peas right here for $1.66. Here are some more instant meals right here. Then you have your, energy drinks and Powerades and Gatorades over there. And then over here you have your flavors to go into your water. Because if you're drinking a lot of water, you're going to get tired of plain water. So go ahead and grab you some flavors. The best one that I know of is Prepper'S. And Liquid IV has more sugar in it than Prepper'S, which has no sugar in it. So over here you have all of your different types of flour. You have bread flour here, self-rising, all-purpose. Definitely get those things stocked up and stored away well. Then over here you have your sugars, and they look really good on sugar, thank goodness, because this is baking season. So You have your 10-pound bag for $8.17, the smaller bag for $3.14, and then you have your brown sugar over here for $2.22, and this is light brown sugar. They don't have any dark brown sugar. So check out my video on how to make your own brown sugar, light or dark, and all you need is that sugar right there. So almost forgot, I was about to move over to the non-food items, but here's your shelf-stable milk right here. I remember when this was so cheap. Like, this box here was like $5. This box was like $2. But things go up. What are we gonna do? If we need it, we need to buy. They even have the buttermilk as a powder, you guys. So definitely take advantage of the powdered milk for your, down the road baking, or if you're out of milk, you'll have this as a backup to run down there and get, or you can do the liquid ones right here. So here you can get you some fats to go in your home as well. They have so many different ones in here. You got flaxseed, pumpkin seed, hemp seed, MCT oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, canola oil, all types. And then the regular cooking oils. But the best one that I have found to help me with my weight loss is not even in here, y'all. I have to tell y'all about that at a different time. But you got duck fat here, you have ghee and all of those things. And speaking of the ghee right here, I have bought the butter, have not made the video. I will be making a video. It will be coming up on this channel, so stay tuned for that. So of course, non-food items, we're gonna start over here with the toilet paper, paper towel, tissue, your cups, your spoons, your bowls, all of those items, your paper plates. Get stocked up on that, because listen, in an emergency, you don't want to be washing no dishes or worrying about having no filthy house. I like to have Ziploc bags. I like to have trash bags. I like to have aluminum foil, because definitely if you're cooking outside, you're going to need that. You're going to need these trash bags to clean up, the mess around your home. You're going to need these cooking pans to cook outside if you don't have cast iron skillets at your house. And you're going to need Ziploc bags to store that stuff. And I don't have to tell you what you need this tissue for. Cleaning supplies and paper towels. Definitely keeping things sanitary is very important to keep diseases down. Getting your sprays to clean your kitchen and your bathrooms are important, as well as your Lysol, which is very expensive now, Pine Sol, and all of those items. While we're over here, let's not forget about bugs. Having items in your home to get rid of those things and get them out of your home, whether it's roaches, rats, you name it. When you're storing food, you don't know what's going to enter your home. So make sure you have a way to take care of that situation. And then if you have to be outside, you definitely want to make sure you have some bug repellent for your body. Laundry detergent. So this is the water that they have in here. It is now $5.36 over here for the 40, I believe, and then over here is $3.64. But get stocked up on your water. If you're a drinker, go ahead and get your drink. Get your wine, mellow time, and get down in those comments and let me know what it is you think would help people in an emergency situation and what they should be storing up. We all need tips. We all need ideas. Make sure you're buying warm clothes, thick socks, things like that, because we're coming up on winter. Adding extra lighting around your home is also important, because that is what I need to do. So that's why I'm mentioning it. Or you could always get you a guard dog. Now, in all honesty, this is not a bad idea to buy you an easy bake oven, because the wattage on it is going to be less. Like if you want to bake something, you could bake real food in here, just in smaller versions of it. So just a thought. Keeping some games around your home also helps pass the time when you don't have TV or you don't have a phone. Having a bike is not a bad idea either, just for getting out of the home and getting some fresh air, or this may be your transportation if you get stuck. I have a number of extra inflatables in case somebody ends up at your home in an emergency. They'll have somewhere to sleep. If I don't have a room, they can just blow that up. Well, it's electric. Blow it up and use that. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Something to think about, you guys. Do you know how to get your own food if you have to? Also, think about it becoming winter. Another thing that needs to be taken care of is your car. Do you have the oil change? Is your battery okay? Are your tires okay? I've been having tire issues, so that's what I'm working on. Fuel injectors are good to clean out your car as well once you fill that tank up. So a lot of things need to be taken care of, not just your home and yourself, but your home, yourself, your vehicle, everything. So if you're in Walmart and you're looking for buckets, they tend to always be where the paint and stuff like that is. So look for the paint, find the buckets. This can also be a bathroom. Don't think you can just only store food in it. You can take a bucket, put a trash bag in it, get you a toilet seat, and go to town. Here's your toilet seats. Here's your kerosene can here. Blue is kerosene, yellow is diesel, red is regular gasoline. You have small individual heaters. This is your clearance aisle right here, and every Walmart has one. You never know what's on it, so go through and see. Like, they have these right here, lamp bases. You just have to get everything else for it. I really hope this video was helpful and that it's useful. Please hit that like button, share this video out. Thank you for being here. I hope that you come back, and I look forward to seeing you when you do. Get in those comments, y'all. Spam them comments up and give people tips and ideas, and let's see where this video go. Let's see how far this video can reach, because it is very, very important. Love you guys.